Hi there, welcome to my Cancer friends. My name is Angel with Ninth House Collective, and I wanted to start by just saying I'm so sorry that we missed our time together in December, but we got home from the hospital the Wednesday before Christmas, so it was a little over 2 months. Anyway, I'm back, and I wanted to jump back into my monthly readings and connecting with you guys. So for January, I'm going to be looking at, since I missed December, what we were wrapping up, what we learned, what were the overarching lessons, themes of the year of 2023, and what are going to be some of the overarching themes to be aware of, right? Where you're growing and learning in 2024. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to be reading for my Cancer friends. I'd like you guys to just take a moment and take a deep breath in. Take a moment to slow down and connect. I like to spend our time together looking at how we can grow and move through the energy day to day, week to week, month to month, and in this case, an overarching kind of look at 2024. Then I'll finish up with one direct message from Spirit, and I'll use my Moonology deck for that. All right, guys, so the first two cards are going to come from Tarot. The first one will represent 2023, and the second card will represent 2024. Okay, I like to take a moment and ask that only for the messages that are for the highest good of my Cancer friends, connecting only with the energy of unconditional love, the utmost healing, and the highest of wisdom. What is it that my Cancer friends need to hear? Please allow me to be a clear channel and bring forth the messages for their highest good. All right, guys, let's jump in and see what comes out. So again, the first card that is going to represent 2023 for you guys is the Eight of Wands. Okay, and for 2024, you guys are welcoming in a major big year, right? So this is the Death card. So this is a huge year. Now, first off, I always like to preface, for those of you who may be new to tarot, Death is not a scary card. Like the Devil card, it's similar in that it speaks to a huge transformative year, right? This is another major arcana. So I just wanted to preface that before we get through the reading. It's the death of an old, limiting version of yourself. That's how I like you, and that's how I read these cards. So, we're asking for insight around what's coming in 2024 and what we learned and, or what the themes were with 2023 that we can kind of look at those experiences, right? And how we learned and how we grew in those areas. So for 2023, you guys got the Eight of Wands. So 2023 just seems like it was like, I'm just picking up because Wands, Eight of Wands particularly, is about really fast moving energy. Like I feel like lots of information, lots of things to process, lots of things coming in. It's almost like picking up the energy around like, just as you get your footing, something else comes in. There was just lots of communication and change and kind of chaotic, right? So I kind of feel like that sums up the energy for many of my Cancer friends who might be connecting and watching this channel. It was a big year with a lot of change, a lot of fast information, and this year coming up in 2024, it is time to let go and transform and take the experiences from all this change, all this chaos, all this shakeup, and how do you want to change the trajectory of 2024, right? This is saying the death of an old version of yourself. How did you expand and grow? Or what lessons can you take in to be a new, higher version of yourself moving forward? Where did we gain self-awareness, and how can we really use 2024 to shed an old version of ourselves that maybe we held on to for too long, right? So that is kind of the huge growth that's coming in for 24. It's a really transformative year for you guys. My Cancer friends. So for you guys, the center, I'm kind of going to look at an overarching center, but for you guys, I'm really getting throat chakra for your like number one main center to nurture. So what is our throat chakra? Our throat chakra is about honest and authentic communication, right? It's about getting raw and honest with ourselves, especially with this death card as your theme. You are letting go of an old version of yourself that just you've outgrown. It was stagnant. You held on to some beliefs that just weren't accurate. You were able to reevaluate, relook at things. It was a year of a lot of information and processing. So you want to take those lessons and see how can you move through 2024, leaving behind those parts and aspects of yourselves with the death card that just don't work and don't serve you anymore. You're new, you're improved, you've grown. Where did you expand on lessons that were reoccurring and repeating themselves within your life in 2023 and probably beyond that, right? These are, you know, when we're speaking of the major arcana cards, it's a big energy. So these were big transformations, guys, and it's going to be a transformative year for my Cancers overall, especially if you start to really nurture and get raw and honest with yourself, with your communication hub, and also be able to get raw and honest with yourself in the sense of not only where you need to transform, but what you need, what you truly need, right, to grow and feel supported. So that's kind of the messages I'm picking up. And again, throat chakra, best way, Cancers, to nurture our throat chakra is through journaling, right? Prompts. There's all sorts of interesting prompts that we can get really introspective and see, like, what didn't work last year? What is something that may have been a repeating lesson? I'm going to transform that. I'm going to move through 2024 as a new and improved version of myself by really letting go of old limiting beliefs of how I viewed myself, others, big concepts. So transformative year for you guys. Let's go ahead and wrap up this reading now, my Cancer friends, with the Moonology deck. And let's get a direct message from Spirit in regards to this reading, right? Again, about huge, lot of change, chaos, movement for 2023. And then now we're stepping into the beginning of 2024. What do we welcome in? The death of our old selves, letting go of the versions of ourselves that weren't living up to the highest version that we can be, right? Like there's a version of ourselves we see, and you're transforming this year, getting so much more in tune and aligned with that higher vision and higher version of yourself. You're gaining self-awareness this year, Cancers, and that's a huge, huge transformation. Okay, let's see what your direct message is from Spirit. Only for the highest good of my Cancer friends who are watching the channel. All right, guys, your direct message for 2024 as an overarching theme is be bold and make the first move. Yes, be bold. Let that old you die. You don't need that person anymore. Take down that mask. Take down those parts of you that you were not being vulnerable or authentic. Learn to speak your truth and what you need to feel supported, and also listen and learn and take accountability for the ways that we contributed to things that maybe weren't in our highest alignment. So those are all huge, huge, huge lessons. So really be proud of yourselves. It really feels like a lot of my Cancer friends had a year of 2023 where they just felt like they were in it. Some small progress perhaps here and there, but just a year of a lot of information, a lot of processing, and a lot of introspection, right? And so now this new you is going to be emerging with all this new information, you've learned so much, and just be really proud of yourselves, Cancers. All right, be bold and make the first move. Start showing the world the new you. All right, guys, happy new year. In case nobody's told you lately, my Cancer friends, you're all spectacular little creatures, right? And just take the time to really love and nurture yourself, okay? It's going to be a big transformative year for you, and the world needs you to show up in your most authentic, aligned self. So just remember you're loved and supported, and have a fantastic 2024.